When we talk about bassists who have created their own style and have also made music history, Tim Commerford is without a doubt one of the greatest musicians from the 90s who stands out above the rest. Commerford was born on February 26, 1968 in Irvine, California. Tim grew up listening to different musical genres, and that led him to develop his own style. Some of his musical influences are Geddy Lee, Jaco Pastorius, Louis Johnson, and a whole lot more. Commerford is one of those musicians who becomes obsessed with the instrument and gear. Tim has had the opportunity to perform in front of thousands of people all over the world and has also been able to play headline shows with his bands, Rage Against the Machine, Audioslave, and Prophets of Rage. Let's check out a little bit of his history and how it has become one of the best bassists of all times.
I was confident from day one, from the first time that we brought home some demo tapes from our first rehearsal before we even had vocals on our music and we were just playing the riffs. I knew and I was confident that we were going to be good. It was in Orange County in Irvine, and it was near the University of Irvine, UCI. And Zach lived in the apartment complex there at UCI, and I lived in the neighborhood that was right next to it. And Zach De La Rocha knew how to play guitar, and he was really good when we were kids, and no one knew how to play guitar. He showed me how to play bass on an acoustic guitar, and I remember him like pressing my fingers down on the frets. He's like, you got to push really hard on the frets, you know, and it like kind of hurt my hand, and I started playing like on just a regular nylon string acoustic guitar, like learning how to play Never Mind the Bollocks.
In an interview in June of 2015, Tim recalled, "When I was a kid, when I first started listening to music, one of the first bands that I loved before I started playing music was Kiss. And I had that Kiss Alive 2 record and that picture of Gene Simmons on the inside where he's just got blood all over his face and his tongue out and his face is all sweaty and his makeup's dripping off. To this day, occasionally I'll go on the computer and I'll just put in Kiss Alive 2 and just look at that picture. So I was immediately drawn to the bass player even before I played bass." Another big influence was Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious was not exactly the greatest bass player in the world, but he was still such an inspiration to me to want to be a bass player because I thought he was so fucking cool. It's more than just music that inspired me to be a bass player, it was also what they did and what they said, and that was important to me too. I think Sex Pistols were the greatest punk rock band to ever live. That record that they made is one of those records I can listen to and still enjoy.
It went from Gene Simmons to Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious was like, I loved him. By 5th grade, I was in love with him, and I used to just collect every picture, cut it out, and stick it on my wall, and I had a wall in my bedroom that was just covered with like anything Sex Pistols. I love to do karaoke. I love it. I do the Sex Pistols, and it's like bar none. I'll get like comments from women, I think you could have a career in music. I'm like, thank you.
I am an antichrist. I am an anarchist. Don't know what I want, but I know where to get it. I want to destroy the passerby.
I'm not into museums. I don't like sculptures. I don't like going to parks. I don't like checking out stuff. Please let me do that right there. Unless I have my bike.
What's the deal? Like, Tim from Rage Against the Machine lives next door or something?
Yeah, he lives right up there. He comes down riding here all the time. The guy totally shreds.
I've been given the opportunity to make music, and I feel the obligation to make sure that that music has something to say.
I'm a different person politically because of the bands that I've been in and the music that I enjoy, and so music can definitely change a person. You know, I would have been a different person today if it weren't for music and for the people that I met because of it and the choices that I made because of it. And you know, so it definitely can change people, and I meet people all the time that tell me that, like, hey, you know, this thing you did with Rage Against the Machine, like it caused me to look at this, and I'm so into this, and like they've become political.
Timmy C is just the relentless, intense spiritual leader of Prophets of Rage.
I mean, I don't look at it that way, but
you seem like a really chill dude right now.
I am pretty chill, and you know, until things start going a way that I don't like, and then there's problems.
Rage Against the Machine bassist Tim Commerford was arrested after he disrupted the show by climbing part of the set.
The minute I sat down, it became clear that I wasn't going to win, considering you guys had the cameras already on the winners before they were even announcing the other people that were in the category, and I thought that was bullshit.
And the winner is Limp Bizkit.
In my mind, I visualized the whole structure on the ground, you know, and the next time they came out from commercial break, I wanted people to see destruction.
This guy is rock and roll. He should be getting the award.
It was just one of those things where, like, once I was up there, it's like, wow, now what are you going to do?
To be honest with you, I thought it was a beautifully honest act of frustration.
My reasons, but my personal reasons, totally personal politics.
Tim C spent one night in jail, pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct, and was released on time served.
And jail is always an experience for me.
I'm a huge Rage fan, and I guess that is Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine.
I remember you at the VMAs.
Yeah.
When you climbed up.
Yeah.
Tonight's the VMAs here. How do we make it more fun?
Well, I wasn't trying to make it fun. I was protesting because Michael Moore, he made our video for Sleep Now, and we were up against some idiot who made some dumbass video, and we actually lost to them. And at the time, that was a pretty uncomfortable thing that I did, but it's aged well, and I'm so proud of it.
I don't care whether you're playing for 100,000 people or you're playing in your living room. It's a blessing to be in a creative situation with people where you're all on the same page, everyone likes what everyone brings to the table, and it's real positive and you're creating art together. That's a blessing.